Okay, hello everyone. Today we are going to see some examples about how to use the random module and its functions. So let's start with the first example. We want to flip a fair coin. First, a fair coin has an equal chance of landing on heads or tails. So, what is the ratio of heads to tails over many coin flips? First, we have to define a function. We will call it flip fair coin n. Then we will define a variable called heads, and it will be equal to 0 for now, and also a variable called tails. It will be equal 0 for now. Then our function takes an argument n, the number of coin flips. In each flip, we will have head or tail. We will say that 1 is for heads and 0 is for tails. So we want to use the function rand_ent. I will say x as a variable equal random.rand_ent 0, 1. Means I want a random number, a random integer number, 0 or 1. Then if x equal 1, the heads will be updated by 1. Else means that x equals 0, then the tails will be updated by 1. We will repeat this process for n times. Then we will have a variable called ratio will equal heads over tails. To know the ratio of heads to tails over n coin flips, then this function will return this ratio and we will print the heads and tails. Okay, this is a definition of our function flip fair coin. Then the variable z will equal the flip fair coin function of 10,000 coin flips, and this ratio will be rounded to 2 decimal places. Then we print the value of z. Okay, so let's run our program. Now we have 5,026 heads and we have 4,974 tails. The heads is greater than tails. Okay, then we have the ratio is 1.01. This was our first example of flipping a fair coin for n times. Let's try another example. We want to simulate a coin flip, but this time we'll be flipping unfair coin. Okay? For our example, we want to simulate a coin flip has a 60% chance of getting heads. Okay, let's define our function. We will call our function to be flip unfair coin, and we will use n times n will be the number of coin flips. Then the heads chance in our example here will be the 60% to have heads. Okay, now we have the heads variable equals 0, the tails variable equals 0. Okay, now we will use the function random of the random module, because our unfair coin has 60% chance of getting heads. So we will need to generate a float random number between 0 and 1. So we need to use the random method of the random module. Okay, so we ask here if random.random less than or equal heads chance. If less than or equal to 60%, for example, we will have heads updated by 1. If not, we will have tails updated by 1. We will repeat this process for n times. Okay, using the for loop. Then we calculate the heads percentage, heads over n. Then we calculate the tails percentage, tails over n. Okay, then we print the heads and tails and the percentage of heads and tails. Okay, so now the definition of our function flip unfair coin is done. Now we need to call this function. Okay, flip unfair coin for 10,000 times with heads chance equal 60%. Let's see the results. Now we have 6,040 heads and we have 3,960 tails, and the heads percentage equals 60%.40, and the percentage of tails is 39.60%. Okay? So now this was our second example for today of flipping unfair coin.